Good morning, gamers. This week we are doing something a little different. I've done tier lists before. I haven't done a Valorant tier list before, and I'm sure there's plenty of Valorant tier lists out there. But instead of just a normal Valorant tier list where we just rank them based off how meta they are, we are not doing that this week. This week we are instead doing a tier list of the Valorant agents based on how much I respect you after you insta-lock them. Without comms, you just straight up go to agent select, click the character, hit lock in, and that's it. So before we get started, make sure you're subscribed to the channel as we push towards 1k subs. Make sure you follow me at twitch.tv/cryptix and click all the other links in the description below. But let's get into it. Okay, so here we have our tier list with every agent up to and including Chamber, which was the most recent agent that was released. So let's just get it started. Since this is the Instalock tier list, Instalock respect, let's just go ahead and get it started, get this out of the way. The Jett Instalock. We already know where this one is going. We already know the Jett Instalock is going F tier because you're insta-locking Jett. That's just the stereotype of a normal Valorant player. You shouldn't be insta-locking Jett. We all know this by now. If you want to play Jett, at least just hover it and talk about it to your team. I know other people insta-lock Jett, but maybe learn to play another agent than just Jett. It's just a fair idea, okay? Now we can get into the normal business here. Let's talk about Breach. If you're insta-locking Breach, I'm gonna assume you know what you're doing. Especially if you're playing Breach on like Fracture or something, I'm gonna assume if you're insta-locking Breach when we got Fracture or something, I'm gonna assume you know what you're doing, you have a plan, so I'm putting you A tier. Because I'm respecting a Breach that has a plan and can actually help the team. If you're playing Brimstone and you're insta-locking Brimstone, what are you doing, bud? Why are you insta-locking Brimstone? Brimstone's, I mean, like, he's pretty okay, he's good at smoking, he's good at his ult's really good, but like overall, Brimstone doesn't feel good. You know what I'm saying? So if you're insta-locking Brimstone, I'm assuming you can't play Omen or you can't play Astra, and that's why you're insta-locking Brimstone. So you're low on my respect tier list. If you're insta-locking in Cypher, I'll give it to you. I don't really have an opinion on you. I'll be happy to play with you. If you're just sitting in the back of the site baiting me though, I'm not a fan, okay? Now, Omen. It used to be, back in the olden days, I would put Omen as S tier if you're insta-locking him in for me, because I would assume you're throwing good smokes, you're doing great, but I don't know, I'm scared that nowadays, if you're playing Omen, you're gonna throw terrible smokes, right? So you're gonna smoke for like the enemy team instead of our team just on accident because you don't know your smokes. And I'm just hesitant for an Omen, so I'm gonna put him. I'm gonna put Omen A tier. And I don't want to put him lower because I'm still expecting an Omen to come in, throw his blinds, and have good util usage. And I'm expecting him to get to the off angles with his teleport. I'm still expecting him to do okay if you're insta-locking Omen. If you're insta-locking Omen, I'm assuming you at least kind of know what you're doing. Phoenix. If you're insta-locking Phoenix, bro, honestly, bro, you're a Chad. Honestly, Phoenix used to be my main back in the good old days when Phoenix was meta. I used to main Phoenix. But since he's not meta anymore, I don't really play him as much. But I still do love Phoenix. He's a great agent to play. He's a lot of fun. I'm going to put you A tier because if you're insta-locking Phoenix, bro, it's insane that you're still playing him. I can't believe you're still going. But moving on, Raze. Now, Raze is an interesting one because Raze can either be really good or really bad in my respect meter. If you're insta-locking Raze, I think I'm putting you C tier because I'm gonna assume you wanted Jett, but somebody else insta-locked Jett, so now you're playing Raze, and I know that you're flexing, and it's flexing to another duelist, so you could only play Jett, and now you can't even play Raze well, is what I'm assuming. So I'm putting you C tier because I'm assuming you're either not gonna use your util well, you're gonna nade me or something, and you're just not gonna know how to use Raze on the map. I'm not putting you F tier because you're still playing a movement character that's pretty cool. But moving on, Sage. Okay, I don't know what it is about Sage, but the two things I see most in this game are insta-lock Jetts and Instalock Sages. I don't know what it is about Sage that makes everybody want to play her, but I will say I do respect the Sage. I like having Sages on my team. They're a lot of fun to play with if they're doing everything right. A lot of Sages do a lot of bad things, but if you're using your wall in the right place, you're not just putting the wall up and then instantly throwing out both your slow orbs. If you're actually using your util and not just spamming it at the first point of contact, I'm gonna put you C. I'm gonna put you B. Sorry, I'm gonna put you B. I kind of respect you, but I don't really have an opinion either way. I'll respect you, but I'm not expecting the most from you. If you're insta-locking Sova, right? I'm expecting you to have just god tier lineups. You better be the best Sova I've ever seen, and I'm excited to play with you if you're insta-locking Sova. Same goes for Viper. I'm expecting you to play well. I'm expecting this to be a good match with an Instalock Viper and an Instalock Sova. I'm expecting us to have fun, expecting you to have lineups. I'm expecting us to play well, right? Unless there is a unless for the Viper. If you are queuing into the match as a Viper, Instalocking, and then you wait 3 seconds, and when we actually get into the match and say, "All right, guys, we're playing post plant. I got lineups." No, my respect for you has fallen probably down to C tier. Because I'm actually gonna put Viper A, because if you're getting into the match and you're immediately like, we're playing post plant no matter what, that's it, you're just locking yourself to that one place that I don't like it. I feel like you're just gonna be like raging at us for not doing your plan right, and it's gonna be a whole thing, right? So I'm gonna put you A tier because I'm expecting you to be good, but if you come in and you're like, all right, we're playing post plant, I'm not with it anymore. Reyna, I don't really have an opinion either way. You could be a god, you might not be. I'll vibe with it. Killjoy? I like having a Killjoy on my team. The only reason you're not really S tier is because you can just sit on your site with your util, pull up your phone, watch some Netflix, and that's what you're doing for the match. So I don't know, sometimes Killjoys aren't super helpful and they don't want to play with you a lot, but I will like a Killjoy on my team. Most of the time they are fun to play with, especially if they know when to use their ult properly. Skye, I'm gonna be honest, you're flashing me the whole game if you're insta-locking Skye. Right now, if you're insta-locking Skye and you're on my team, I'm expecting to get team flashed at least 12 times this match. That's just the way it's gonna happen. I'm expecting to get team flashed, and it's not fun to do, honestly. So C tier, but I do like Skye as an agent. Skye's a good agent. Yoru. This is pretty simple. Why are you locking Yoru? Like, we're playing the competitive playlist. Why are you playing Yoru on my team right now? Like, can we just go next? What are we doing here? Now, if you're playing Astra, I can vibe with an Astra. I'm not gonna lie to you. An Astra I would love to have on my team. I will always take an Astra. I'm gonna assume you can at least use your util properly, which I love when people use their util properly for once. Am I right? At least now I know that somebody can at least give me good smokes where I ask, when I ask, right? So I will vibe with an Astra. I'll put you S tier. Now, if you're playing KO, you're insta-locking KO, I'm gonna put you B tier. I don't expect you to pop off. I'm hoping you don't do terribly, but I'm gonna put you B tier. Just don't flash me, right? Get good intel with your knife. Now, Chamber. Chamber is currently my main agent. I main Chamber. I started off with Phoenix as my main. I switched to KO as my main, and now Phoenix is Chamber is my main. So honestly, if you're insta-locking Chamber, you're playing a good agent. I respect that you're playing a good agent. I love Chamber. His kit's awesome. But if you're insta-locking Chamber, honestly, bro, you're taking my main agent from me. What are you doing? Come on. Don't take my main agent from me. That's just the end of the story, bro. Just come on. But anyways, guys, that was my Valorant tier list based on how much I respect you if I see you insta-locking that agent. Thank you very much for watching. If you have a different opinion, of course, comment it down below. Just be civil. And of course, subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like the video, and follow me over at twitch.tv/Crip6. Follow me on Twitter, all the stuff, all the links in the description down below. Thank you very much for watching. I will be back next week with a new video. Thank you very much for watching. GG's, and goodbye.